Welcome back to Got This in Black. Glad you guys are back here for another episode. Reporting live from DC, the capital. I'm gonna say this every episode. We here, man. Just come keep rocking with us. Shout out to our day ones, our day one listeners. Shout out to the new listeners. Shout out to whoever hit you to the show. Myself, I'm Chukwuemeka. To my left, we got Andima, and to my further left, we got Isang. And yeah, we ready to talk our shit, man. How you guys feeling?
I'm feeling good. Got two healthy feet.
Hey, hold on, I thank the Lord for two healthy feet, Heavenly Father.
It be your own people. Your own people.
Can we get into everyone's outfits? I'm waiting to.
You want to start with me? I think, but Nima got an exclusive boot. Is that black owned?
Because it's on my body. It's black owned. Okay.
Oh, excuse me. My bad.
You had the Air Mags.
Wow. Well, this is actually a custom boot.
Okay.
Only special people get this.
Oh, okay.
It's exclusive.
It's special for clumsy people or?
Not clumsy people.
Oh, okay.
So, I guess I should tell the story.
I'm
trying to see if I should tell y'all like a sexy story or like actually what really happened.
Nah, you gotta give them the real deal.
I don't know. So I'm a soccer player. And so, I decided it was a good idea to play soccer during the pandemic after not playing for like 2 years.
Okay.
So I was in Denver and week 1 was really good. I played soccer.
Okay.
I was showing up the guys in the field.
Okay. Cool. Shaking the rust off.
Exactly.
Right. Okay.
And then week 2, I was just minding my business on the field and I swear someone kicked the shit out of my foot. Okay. Like that's what I knew had happened in my soul and in my heart. And I just fell to the ground and I was like, what's going on? Oh my God. And then my friend who was watching me said, actually, I went to go kick the ball and I just rolled my ankle. Like it was like a deep roll. And so
ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen,
and they see me put the window down,
and it was 2 of them like shot one in the head. Like,
I ate the joint, kicked the ball, hit the goal.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's what you call a reality check.
And Ronaldo came up like, damn, what happened?
Long story short, I thought I had sprained my ankle, but I actually tore my Achilles tendon. So, Mamba mentality, I was out there thugging it out for at least maybe like a month before I realized I had torn my Achilles tendon.
I don't know if we're going to put Mamba mentality before that.
What do you mean? I was walking up, people like, wow, you're such a G. You tore your Achilles tendon? I was like, I felt really.
I guess playing through a torn Achilles, I'll give that mama mentality. It was not mama mentality.
You saying doesn't co-sign not going to the doctor for a month if your ankle hurts.
That's not what happened.
Well, I'm not. Whoa, time out, because I'm not co-signing that either. Let's be very clear now.
No, I went to urgent care, and urgent care said it was a sprain, and so a sprain you just go to a PT and they take care of stuff. But then, we're in the pandemic, so I didn't actually go into I was like, I'm not going into a physical doctor's office, so I had a virtual appointment.
Right.
And the virtual doctor was like, it's been 2 weeks. I'm not sure if that's a sprain. And so when I went to they gave me a script for the PT. When I went to the PT, they were like, oh, yeah, that's not.
Yeah, nah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You wearing it, you know what I'm saying? That's part of the fit.
I don't know if it's part of the fit. I'm a little upset about it
gray is neutral, so it goes. Tell us about the rest of your fit now.
This is Ivy Park.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know. Y'all know she just dropped
another.
The denims.
Yeah, the denims.
And I really like the visuals. Just because, knowing the history of like Houston, rodeo culture and things like that, I really like the visuals when she did the drop. But I liked some of the items, but I just needed a break. I just feel like
Listen,
it's too many drops.
Beyonce knows y'all, bro. She coming every quarter for your coins.
She should.
Yeah,
Beehive, you better be. Beehive, you better get on a budget because she's coming every quarter with that.
She already got me. I had to take a break. I was like, no.
Like she dropped the little vacation vibe, the little swimsuit, the orange vibes. Them joints got sold out immediately. It was like a 6-piece cap. It wasn't even that much stuff in it. It was like some sandals and some shorts and some swimsuits. Gone.
Right, I don't know. She flooding the streets. She know about that. She know about that drug culture. She is flooding the streets.
A lot of it is about. I mean, yes, I think that the clothing is improved because I have some newer Ivy Park type stuff.
Okay.
And definitely the quality and the innovation behind what she's put out has improved.
Right.
But I also think that the marketing is it's done really, really well.
Yeah, I mean, but her team, Beyonce had the marketing game down since music, so you can easily translate that over to
but I'm just saying she
fashion.
improved specifically in fashion in this area. Like it was when she first was doing this, it was not like that. So
well, pre-Adidas, right?
Yeah.
So I think that after
that's true.
Yeah, after the switch to Adidas, and I don't remember which company she was.
I think it was like Indie before, basically.
Nah, it wasn't Indie. It was someone who, like, I don't want to say Lululemon, but it was someone like along those lines.
Oh yes, you're right. You're right.
It. So when the Adidas vibe came over,
but even the early Adidas, because I have some early Adidas type stuff, but it wasn't something changed.
Yeah, I mean, but she's carving out her niche. Maybe she found the right, cinematographer or whatever, the right person who knew how to like get the visuals that she want, because this latest visual is fire.
Visuals on
definitely. So shout out to Beyonce, Ivy Park,
Definitely.
What else? We got the Pharrells. What's going on?
Oh, these aren't even, well, yeah, okay. I feel like I've worn these in
Humble.
Before.
Okay. Just some Pharrells.
Just some Pharrells,
So, okay, let me actually tell y'all something, the reason why I chose these shoes specifically, because I feel like with you, Isan, you said that you can't mix like sportswear brands, and so
you can't.
You really shouldn't. Even though sometimes I break the rules, but it's like you really shouldn't.
I don't advise it.
I don't. Yeah.
I don't believe in that. However, I just was like, let me just stick with Pharrell Adidas. Let's go with the whole partnership.
So what? So now I have to ask, what shoes were you gonna wear if you didn't wear the Adidas Jones?
I didn't even get that far because I just was like, oh, they're gonna clown me.
That's influence, lady.
I didn't even get that far.
I just want y'all to know. You see how we look out for Indima? Like, don't let her steer you wrong thinking that we don't look out for her. Like,
I didn't want my people out here with the Nike sock with the Adidas shoe. I didn't want this.
I don't believe.
Listen.
It hurt me too.
Listen. We want better for you, Queen. All right.
I do not believe
we want better for you.
These arbitrary rules. Okay.
Yeah, I feel it.
Fashion is about
self-expression.
Expressing yourself
and express
myself.
I was about to say, express yourself within the same brand.
I don't want to put you in a box.
Nah.
I feel like if you know what I'm saying.
You're lucky these went well. So
okay, so Ivy Park. Then you got the got a custom fit boot.
Nothing else
with the Pharrell.
Okay. Park, really.
And he's saying, what you got on over there, man?
All right, headed to Riveriswild, of course. Shout out to Tom and Wale from Riveriswild. The bucket and the pins in the bucket. This is the hoodie is Moechella. Shout out to Yachty. Long live Go Don't Meet DC. The shorts is Riveriswild. The socks, Dreamers, another DC brand, and the shoes, which I'm excited to talk about, are a very slept on collaboration, and a rare collaboration because I'll never see him collab with any sneaker brand, with a British sneaker brand, Tretorn, and Andre 3000. So, shout out Epitome ATL. I actually have a great story. I ordered these. Epitome was like backed up because of like the pandemic stuff, and so I just checked in on Facebook, like, hey, I ordered some shoes a little bit ago. Just want to know the status. They're like, oh, we sent you an email, and it went to my spam. So I was like, oh yeah, it went to my spam. It's all good. So I went out of town, came back. The shoes came, but the box was like massive, like twice the size. And I was like, what the hell is this? They sent me the wrong thing. So I opened it, got these, And then the other colorway of the shoe that I also planned on getting anyway, they had thrown that in for free just as like
wow.
like, yo, sorry for so shout out Epitome ATL as well.
You see what happens when you deal with black business?
Cross-color did that for me too.
They
gave me
you see what happens when you deal with black business, man?
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Also, you see what happens when you exercise the same amount of patience that you might exercise with Target or Amazon.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, give people some grace. Don't go on Twitter and do a whole rant because your thing ain't come in 2 days.
Exactly.
Like, you wouldn't do that if it was anybody else. So
yeah.
Okay.
Chuck.
I don't know where this hat's from. This was during when the dad hat craze popped off. One of them websites copped it off. Probably haven't worn it in 3 years. It fit with the fit. So I took it. This shirt is from Tobe Nwigwe. This was one of the shirts during like that time when it got super crazy with George Floyd. You know, a lot of brands were like, you know, we're making this shirt. Part of the proceeds will go to a cause that's for us, and so that's how you lock me in, because not only do I get clothes, part of that money gets sent to a cause that I care about. So this shirt says "Stop Killing Us," which I wish it was that simple, but we digress.
Come on the podcast, Toby.
Yes, please.
We actually, I was telling Isan, I want to shoot podcast in your house in that mint room, and I want everybody to be wearing mint. You can bring the babies.
Oh my God, please.
Like you bring Fat,
the baby,
Nell, bring the whole squad. We can have David Michael White. He could probably sing some stuff for us. I don't know, but yeah, we rock with y'all team, man, for real. So we would love to do a podcast with you. Joggers is from AL Studio 21, a DC brand around here, and I got some Cool Gray 11 lows on. So classic. Yeah, I'm here. Classic. And Dima's here. Isang's here. We are here, and today we're focusing on, we're just calling it the it bag. So, you know, right now, like, there are a couple brands that are just really like super hot. Telfar, obviously, Brandon Blackwood, obviously. So we kind of want to dig into like the history of those two brands. If you're not aware, or even if you are aware of the brand, but you don't know like the background or a little history about Telfar Clemens himself or Brandon Blackwood himself, we're going to kind of give you a little info, and then, you know, we'll see where it goes. But yeah, so.
I wanted to preface this episode by saying that we could do a whole episode on Telfar.
Absolutely.
Like, facts. The man is groundbreaking. Like, what he's doing, how he has changed the fashion industry is like really awesome. Mm-hmm. But we're here to talk about it bags today, and it bags by black designers.
Yeah, that's the main part. It bag by black designers.
I'm not talking them the Longchamp bag, which I'm like, why is this a it bag? But yeah,
the Longchamp.
or the uniform bag, which is that brown Louis Vuitton monogram joint. When I was on the metro going to work, every working woman had that brown Louis Vuitton joint. I'm like, yo, is this part of the uniform?
They were on the metro. All them Louis ain't Louis, man. Some of them joints is like a Lewis button.
Lewis Button.
It's a Lewis Button on some of them.
His brother Larry Button.
Larry Button.
Okay.
Talking about the Bushwick Birkin. The Bushwick Birkin.
Canal John.
Am I going first and talking about Telfar?
I can start off.
Okay.
So I'm actually going to be talking about the homie Brandon Blackwood. He's not actually my homie, but I mean, he's black, so he's the homie. So Brandon Blackwood, Brooklyn native, of Jamaican and Chinese descent. You know, he spent most of his childhood going back and forth between New York City and Tokyo, and I'm pretty sure that probably kind of like molded his fashion sense, because New York and Tokyo are definitely two of the fashion capitals of the world. Tokyo is actually a place where I want to go because they be dressing over there. Like, I be seeing them videos on YouTube, and they just have people walking on a natural day, and it's like, I feel like they have like fashion week just like every day, like it's nothing. Like they got a lot of sauce.
Everything about Tokyo is cool.
About a drip over there.
Yeah. So actually, you know, as a child, Brandon would take like the shirts or clothes like his mom used to clean the house in. He would cut them up and basically like repurpose them, and then he would put them on his cousins, and then he would host like living room fashion shows for his family. So like, you know, like very early on, you could tell that like fashion was in him. But, you know, being Jamaican, anybody who has immigrant parents, you know that you can't really just say, yeah, I'm about to do something art related, whether it's music, whether it's fashion, visual art, like, because they know doctor, they know lawyer, they know nurse, engineer, like that's really like all they know. So, you know, Brandon couldn't go to school for fashion if he wanted to. His parents weren't really rocking, especially.
Look at y'all immigrant parents trying to keep greatness down. Shame on y'all. We weren't gonna have no bags if we left it up to Brandon. You walk around here bagless.
Yeah. So
I'd be richer.
So his mom, you know, his mom was like, you know, Brandon's so smart. Like, why would you just do like fashion? You could do all this other stuff. So, you know, he initially, when he went to Bard University, initially started out psych major, switched to actually neuroscience, which is crazy. He found the brain very interesting. So he kind of switched to that. But, you know, during his time in school, he was jugging. Like, you know, he was telling his parents like, hey, like, you know, I got to do some science thing from like 9 to 9. And he was really interning. He interned at Bergdorf Goodman, he interned at Elle Magazine, and he interned at Nylon Magazine, all while he was there. And, you know, over those years, he kind of built up his courage. So senior year, he just said, yo, fuck it, like, I'm about to do it. So he switched his major to American Studies, but he did not tell his family. So guess how his family found out that he was no longer a neuroscience major? Graduation. Because that graduation, you have to, they read everybody's dissertations. So, you know, there's, you know, Brandon Blackwood, you know, walking, you know, their parents, family, nobody knows that he switched his major. They're expecting to hear something related to neuroscience. And his dissertation was called Diane von Furstenberg, Feel Like a Woman, Wear a Dress. So like, imagine the face of like, everybody in their family, especially the parents, they're just like
drop a little DVF on them instead.
What does that have to do with
like a dress? Like I'm sure they're like sitting there like confused or whatever. But yeah, his senior year, he switched his major to American Studies and was like, yo, I'm really about to get it. So graduated in 2013. After that, he decided to he started working at a vintage store called Vintage Crossroad Trading up in New York, and that's kind of where he met a lot of the people that kind of like got him a lot of his connections in the fashion industry. Because I think we talked about this before in the episode, you know, a lot of people in the fashion industry don't actually get paid like a lot of money. So a lot of times they're getting clothing and stuff like that. So what are they doing? They're going to these vintage stores and they're basically reselling them to get money. So there he was meeting a lot of editors, he was meeting a lot of stylists and things like that. And then when they would come in, he would start showing them like his designs, like of bags and things like that. And they were telling him like, yo, you need to basically manufacture this stuff. And it's funny because he said like he never thought he would be a designer. Like he knew he wanted to do something behind the screen, but he wasn't sure. But what kind of got him interested in designing bags is that he would be on the train with his friends and he'd be like, yo, you need a cuter purse. Like like the purse is just it's not given. So he literally just started designing bags because he wanted cuter bags for his for his friends. And so if you don't know, all his bags are either named after a close friend or family member, or it's named after townships in Jamaica, being Jamaican.
Realize that.
Yeah, so his first initial collection 4 bags were all named after somebody in his life. And it was like, you know, it was designed specifically to help that person, but he knew like other people could wear it. So like, you know, when you're looking at the different techniques, material details on a Brandon Blackwood bag, it was specifically designed with somebody in mind. So, which is pretty dope. So, you know, through meeting people, he actually met someone in Essence. So right when he dropped his first line, he was able to get like a look in Essence, which is dope. Like it's hard to get some of these magazines to recognize you, but because he already built that rapport, and that's how he ended up getting Lupita to wear his bag. So that's probably one of the earliest celebrities to wear a Brandon Blackwood was Lupita. And then, you know, another thing about him, which is pretty dope, is like, yo, you really have to like cut your teeth and grind. So like he would say like, instead of taking a train to work, he would walk to work so he can save his train money. And that's the money that he used to invest to start to make his materials. So, you know, it's just a testament to when you want something, like you're going to do anything to get it. So if you're out there, you know, you're designing a brand and it feels like you'll never break through, just keep going. Like, don't stop. Like, because you never know when that domino is going to fall that's going to create something, or when a door is going to open to help you. So don't ever give up on what you're doing. So he officially launched in 2015. He spent a lot of time, definitely, he said, traveling, because he wanted a lot of ethical materials. He wanted fair trade craftsmen as well too, so he made sure he got that in. So another thing he also did, so he interned, you know, Bergdorf Goodman, L, and things like that. First job was at a venture store, and then he also had a job. He also sold like engagement rings at a jewelry store, and he said on lunch breaks, you know, he was going out to ship off orders and stuff like that. And he was like, you know, he didn't have social life for a couple of years because, you know, people were inviting him to the bars, to the clubs, and like he couldn't, because he had to, you know, kind of he had to focus on his brand. So, you know, he had a 9 to 5, and then his 5 to 9 was his brand, or whatever breaks he could get was his bag. So, you know, up after 2015, like, you know, he built some exposure here and there, got a couple celebrities on it. So like he had a gradual kind of build, but kind of what set him off, like took him like through the roof, was 2020. So we talked about in our first episode about the George Floyd situations, you know. Shout out again, all them companies for them reparations, them black boxes. We appreciate you, you know. So in response to the George Floyd situation, he was just like, you know, I can't just continue to design like, you know, like pretty bags, basically. You know, it's like, it's kind of hard for me as a black person to tell you to, like, you know, focus on buying my bag when there's so much turmoil, so much trauma and things going on. So that sparked the idea for him to create the end systemic racism bags. We're gonna call them the ESR totes. So that's what inspired it. And you know, and it kind of reminds me of that. I think it was a quote by Nina Simone, basically saying, like, you know, the artist has to reflect the time. So it's kind of dope that he chose to do that with the bags. So I think he initially did like a 500 bag drop, and it sold out in like 4 hours or something crazy like that, which is dope. So after that, he restocked, but he kind of wanted to take it next level. So he started reaching out to different celebrities. And again, this is when you need a little bit of faith. So he actually cold DM Kim Kardashian, and he said at like 2 a.m, and basically, you know, said like, hey, like, I want you to push this bag, you know. Kim, that's when I think around the time, you know, for a couple years she's been doing her stuff related to criminal justice and things like that, law and stuff like that. So, you know, he kind of thought it was the perfect collab, and he said like she responded in like 10 minutes, which is crazy. So she took a picture went viral. His I think that picture has like 2 million likes. So that's what basically kind of took off, you know, the bag to the whole brand of Brandon Blackwood, taking it to the next level.
Was that Kim's reparations for all the shit she stole from black people?
We'll give it partial reparations. Partial reparations.
Don't come on the show, Kim.
So she wore it. It kind of blew up. Everybody wanted it. And that just kind of gave the brand a lot of exposure. I think he said like once that bag kind of like got to where it was, like his profit went up, like the company grew, he said, like 50,000% or something. Wow.
You know what the crazy thing is? I like his other bags much better.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have a trunk, and then there's this one bag that I'm like no one hacks. I was like, this is so cool. He made a bag out of like coat material.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Like a puff coat material.
Okay.
He has a good selection on his website.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's just the most like ubiquitous one is the
ESR
tote.
And he
all his other bags look dope.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And that ESR tote, you know, the first couple ones like this one, that's one of the original ones. But, you know, he recently did that bag security program, and he kind of expanded like the colors of the ESR tote. So you have a little bit more options. But then he ended up discontinuing it because it's just like, you know, he was like, he didn't want it to take over the brand, which is a smart move. So he kind of deaded it while it was hot. Right. So that was smart of him to do that. And then now, like, you know, he's focusing on other things as well too. So like
One thing I really love about Brandon Blackwood is that on his Instagram, he'll post like his ideas about like what he's gonna do for Purses next, and then ask his audience's opinion. And I feel like that's such a new way to create that a lot of the younger designers are taking advantage of.
Right. And I was actually going to mention that, because basically he said like early on, like a lot of his bags were like very like neutral colors, and through talking to his fans, like in the comments of his pictures and stuff like that, that's how he created community. They were saying like, we want brighter color bags and this and that. So that's when you start getting like the pink bags and the really green bags. But before, it was like more like the blacks, the browns, the more specific colors. But he listened to his customers, and that's what you have to do. And like and Dima said, like, take advantage of social media, listen to your customers. They're in the comments telling you what they want, so listen to them.
Right.
So yeah, he discontinued the bag, and now like he's focused on the fall line that's coming up. He said it's gonna be more bags, obviously, but he said that he wants to venture into outerwear. He wants to do some sunglasses as well, and I think I saw somewhere an article reading about candles. So you never really know what you're going get from Mr. Blackwood, but be on the lookout for that as well too. Yeah, another random fact: his whole customer service team works in Jamaica.
You gotta get it back.
So yeah,
So they were the ones causing the drama.
That's hilarious.
Just playing.
But it's dope that he was able to employ
really cool,
people
actually.
from his home country. That's commendable. Like,
Yeah, I like that.
So yeah, I think that's. Oh yeah, another thing that was dope too is like when he started out, he initially started to reach out to companies to kind of like stores to like put his bags in, and nobody was really checking for him, and they used to tell him that his customer base was too niche. And I'm like, look at the corporate America words for too black. Basically, it's too niche. Oh, the customer base is too niche. Now he's in all those stores plus more. So, I mean, you just got to keep fighting through. I mean, he's better than me, because like I might not have went back to them stores after they told me my customer base was too niche. Like, you were just gonna have to lose out or whatever. But yeah, he's in all those stores that once rejected him. So like his story is just dope, and just a good story about how you can get through, and just like making the right moves, taking some chances, reaching out to people. You never know, because I mean, Kim may have never responded to his DM, but just took the chance. So yeah, that's Mr. Blackwood in a nutshell. That's his brand. Please continue to support, and yeah, that's what's up.
I'm a major supporter.
I did enjoy seeing his McDonald's sweetie.
Oh yeah. Like the bag was in her video, and like when she like hopped out the plane to like skydive, like that joint was big, like the big orange one. So like again, all these celebrities are looking out for Brandon. So that's pretty dope. Pretty dope.
I love that.
Okay.
All right, so if we're talking about it bags, we have to talk about Telfar Clemens. And can I just say that before we start talking about the bag, Telfar Clemens is actually kind of one of my inspirations for this podcast. So,
okay,
Telfar, if you hear this, we would love to have you on the podcast.
Hey, come through.
The way that you approach fashion is actually what we talk about in this podcast. So Absolutely. That would be the most amazing thing. So like I said earlier, like we could do a whole episode on Telfar, and I want to do a whole episode. But I wanted to kind of just talk a little bit about, his background and how the bag came to be as big as the bag is now, and also talk a little bit about the way that he's approached the bag and how that has changed the way that fashion designers are releasing things.
Yep.
Like Brandon Blackwood is actually a good example of the model that
the Telfar influence that bag security program, because most brands are interested in scarcity and hoping that you'll come back for the next drop, and Telfar was like, all right, everybody come get them. Like we doing the pre-orders and stuff like that. Make sure everybody get them, because it was a problem when people started trying to like resellers. So like, you know, he's the first person that I seen successfully beat the resellers, but that's because he wanted to beat the resellers. Like most companies don't. Like they like the fact, like Nike likes the fact that, you know, a pair of dunks are going to resell for 4 or 5 times the price, because to them that helps the brand. But Telfar just wants everybody literally to have the bag. Like even recently, I think he said he's going to increase the quantity of his drops because people still not getting in, just so maybe he won't have to do the bag security program as much as he is now. So
yeah, absolutely. If you like the couple things I've bought from Telfar, like it's even like on the tags or on some of the, or you like email list, like the quote or the saying,
it's not for you,
not for you,
it's
for everybody.
for everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like core to his brand. And I'm kind of working backwards, but you know, he is increasing the drops, or that's something at least he talked about doing. But he also so there's this whole like drama on Twitter, like maybe like a couple days ago or something like that, where basically there were these people were trying to buy bags and they couldn't buy bags, and because they had these captions, and the captions would be like, "It's not for you, it's for," and it'd be like blank. And people are trying to like, what's the answer? People are gonna figure it out. It's like they're missing the bag because he did these really like intense captions. But the reason why he did that is because bots nowadays are really smart.
Absolutely.
Like they can be the bot where it's like click the kitten.
Right.
And the bots now will like click on all the kittens.
Absolutely.
And they'll still get the bag and resell it for a ridiculous amount. So that's why he took that approach, and I think that's really smart, because the whole goal was
that's smart.
Right?
That's smart.
Like
Damn.
these bots not gonna get my bags because they're for everybody.
Right.
So he's a smart dude. Him and his business
bots got to work harder, baby.
And he owns 100% of his business.
Yeah.
That's dope.
And he's also said that he's like, I don't want investors. He said, I don't want to work for anybody. Like this
release
man,
how he wants to release, man.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, to get back to kind of like his background, so he's Liberian American. And I'm actually very interested to see what he does more in that area, because I just feel like it's coming, just based off of what he did for the Olympics.
Right.
But he's Liberian American, and he actually started his line back in 2005 when he was at Pace University.
Okay.
And people know him for the bags because the bags were around since 2014. And he was producing them out of Bushwick. So people who were in the area, like in New Yorkers, like they knew about this bag. Like it wasn't, to us it's new news, or like, people who weren't really into the fashion scene. And of course that happened when Oprah put the bag on, her list.
Don't put me in that for us. I'm not in the us. Dang.
He's saying feel some type of way because he knew about the bag.
We're talking about democratizing fashion on the podcast, so it's not exclusive.
We're gonna put a disclaimer right here that say he's saying Ben knew about the bag, just to let y'all know he been hip. So
far, look, I was banging with you before all the bag hype. Just if you want to send me a piece or 2 or 3, or bring back the denims with the T's on them.
All right. Now the disclaimer is out of the way.
Yes.
I'm trying to get me some clothes.
He's saying one of them artists, oh, y'all just hearing about him? I've been listening to his music.
Yeah, so he was producing these bags for a while, and of course, like I said, Oprah had it on her list. AOC, there was a big deal. AOC did an IG story or something with the bag, and it's like, she's from New York, so obviously she knew. There are like a couple of other people who just, were wearing the bags that really like helped to make it this thing that everybody wanted, which was really awesome. But of course, what happened, which is what happens to a lot of Black designers, is that the demand just became too much. And that's when he got innovative about, how this is for everyone. So how am I going to make sure that everyone can get this? And I'm skipping over a lot, but I'll go back because this is how my mind works. But that's when he decided to create the bag security program. So he created that in August of 2020. which made a lot of sense because, we're in the middle of the pandemic and people are just shopping. And so he was like, how am I going to really like make sure that this stays true to what I wanted my brand to be? And so basically said, everyone just, you can order what it is that you want to order, whatever quantity. Well, I don't know if it's whatever quantity, but and no backsies. So you order that bag, you're sticking with that bag. And I'm going to create it based off of how much you order.
Yep.
And not only was that a great way to democratize things, it also is just really smart from a like financial standpoint, because a lot of designers are coming out of their pockets to produce, and it's very, very expensive and it's hard to scale. And so that was really, he like came up with the idea in August, I think like around fall it was released and people were ordering.
And what y'all have to understand about pre-orders is they're gonna take longer than normal to produce. Like I saw a lot of people, I want to wait 2-3 months.
That UGG bag that he did, that you ordered that a year in advance.
Right. First of all, you was in the middle of a pan pizza. Where was you going? You could wait 2 months for that bag.
Also, the UGG bag was like a wintertime bag. You know what I mean? So it's like, even if people were like, oh, I'm gonna miss Christmas, but wear it next Christmas. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Nobody has it, so you're not gonna
exactly
missed out while everyone else is rocking it. Like, no one will have it until the next year, and in that winter you're gonna flex. So,
and I need y'all to understand that, because a lot of black brands are doing pre-orders because it's easier for them, because you don't want that overhead of stuff sitting in a warehouse. So how do you prevent that? You do a pre-order, you get everybody who wants to buy it. Cool, now let me go manufacture it and I'm gonna ship it to you when you're done. So like in this new age, like get used to you're gonna wait a little bit more for the product, but bro, as long as you got that joint when you get it and you rock that joint proper, like who cares? Like, it's just that simple. So get used to the pre-order life, please, and stop complaining on socials about having to wait a couple months for product, please. Sorry, I just had to say that because they used to blow me.
So that part was really interesting about how he approached it. Another thing that I think is really interesting about Telfar is just his approach to fashion. The fact that he makes clothing that's unisex. And he also makes clothing that's kind of like American staples. I don't know how else to describe it. It's like t-shirts, tracksuits, jeans, like even the belt, like the hardware type stuff. It's just like they're staples, which, we could talk about the whole drama with the Gap partnership with Telfar that fell through, which to me made no sense because
I don't want to go. I don't have the pockets for the hoodie. Someone has it.
A what?
Really?
I'm one of the samples.
Oh.
2 of them. They're selling for like 8 racks a piece.
Yeah, I was about to say, I know that joint crazy. A Telfar Gap sample? It's definitely
it's above me.
It's above you at this moment.
I just really think that Gap fumbled the bag on that. I mean, it made so much sense.
They felt like the trash bag coats made more sense. So.
Oh my gosh. My gosh.
But you're right about the Americana.
Very Americana, which was really interesting when I started to read more and more about his approach to fashion, where he just kind of was like let's just tear up the shit. Like he basically is like, his approach is, this is the way that it's been done and I'm not going to do it that way.
Okay.
So even when he was showing it Fashion Week, in a way where basically he was like, I'm trying to basically, colonize New York Fashion Week and make it my own. I think that approach is so interesting, and I really, really respect it because he was out here. After he did that New York Fashion Week, he went to Paris, and he was, his models were mosh pitting. they're like videos of all the models being
dope.
And I'm just it's just such a free approach to fashion, and I just like that, and I just know that he's gonna do more in that area moving forward.
Yeah, Telfar, if you want to invite us to the next show, I mean, we'll definitely come up. We can shoot a live episode,
I'm down with that.
Listen,
down with that.
New York, y'all right there, man. Just let us know.
For Telfar, yes.
Yeah, of course.
Can't just be going to New York, That's a big.
I'll go to New York.
You said the rats are big.
Any day.
Hey, I'm going to listen. I make at least a yearly trip to New York. I got homies up there. I got family.
You know what I mean?
But a pilgrimage.
Back and forth.
Oh my gosh.
You in New York?
Hey, them New York rats is different, dog. Hey, they on eight.
Rat like walked up on me with Tim's on.
I'm sorry. Have you you live in your business all that, but Northwest.
We'll bleep that out.
Those are the biggest rats I've ever seen in my life.
No, Northwest rats have no bigger than New York.
Not New York.
New York rats be looking like raccoons, bro. Them joints is on HGH.
Okay, I can show you some footage that you would just take all of that back, but
no, let's not do this. New York, no, they got the biggest rats in the world. That's stamped. That is stamped. Like
we're a size 7 and 5/8 fitted.
Yeah, crazy.
I don't know. DC is pretty bad, y'all. But so I talked about he's like, I'm going to colonize New York Fashion Week, and
he's a disruptor basically.
Yeah, and he it's not that he got a whole lot of flack about it, but it was interesting to read his response where basically he said, I wasn't being malicious, and he said America lives inside the Black queer brain of an immigrant, and I just love that because he's just basically like, this is me, my experience, and I'm taking this back. So he's just a really interesting guy, and I have a lot of respect for, his approach to fashion. And the fashion world has a lot of respect because, he is a CFDA award winner, Cooper Hewitt National Design Award for Fashion Design. He was named GQ Designer of the Year. And the funniest part to me, he received a Peter Award for the most wanted handbag. And he's not a vegetarian. He's like, I'm a meat eater. But, the bags are vegan.
Vegan leather.
Vegan leather. So he received that award as well. So people are recognizing what he's doing. And it's like more than deserved. You think about the bag when it hit like in 2020, 2021, it's like the most wanted item. So, he's doing some amazing things, and the partnerships that he's doing are pretty cool as well. The partnership with UGG.
Partnership with UGG is tough. Converse.
Yeah. Real Housewives of Potomac. But but I love the partnership with UGG. I love the partnership with Converse.
Yeah.
Even the historical collabs he did. Back to the Americana, Budweiser. He did a whole capsule with them. White Castle.
Yes, the White Castle uniforms. Yes.
Now this is like his second time around, I think, doing the uniforms with White Castle. So yeah, like he's been working and like big collabs. Yeah, I don't know about that Housewives.
Yeah, I was. I mean, you could explain that joint to us because I'm definitely.
Yeah, I just want.
If you ain't catch it, the Real Housewives of Potomac, whatever that collab is, I don't know, bro. I don't know what it is, bro. He just
wearing the UGG Telfar.
Yeah, they were in the I think the campaign or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
I can't lie.
I know it's gonna show up in like this season, so I can't wait to see. That's really interesting. But I think what I'm most excited about is the future.
Yeah, definitely.
He's talked about, doing the bag security program with like his other stuff. So like with denim, with tracksuits, with, belts. So I'm just really excited to see that.
I definitely want to see some eyewear from him. Like I can see that logo like right on the side of like a good frame. I'm not sure, but if he did do it, I missed it. But bring that back because I definitely would love some shades from that brand. That would be fire.
Right. I think what I'm most excited about, we talked about candles with brand Blackwood, but Telfar said he's gonna put out a fragrance, and he said it's gonna smell like cocoa butter, weed, and sweat.
So can I like take legal action?
That's your original set. You said cocoa butter, weed, and what?
Sweat.
Okay. That's what every fire black party you ever been to smell like.
That's what I'm saying.
You roll up to a house party, it's like 10 p.m. and people are already rocking in there. What does it smell like? Cocoa
but that was like literally why he wants to do it. He's like, that is just like a black.
It is.
It is.
Genius for that. I'll be the first one to buy it.
So yeah, like I can't say like
I'm halfway to that scent palette, like right now.
That's what I'm saying.
By
Like,
10 p.m.
that's very close.
By 10 p.m. That's beautiful. That's a genius. That's a genius move. I will cop that. Like,
it's gonna smell so familiar when you light that joint, dog. It's gonna take you places, dog.
As it should. A good scent should like trigger some type of memory or emotion or anything. So like that's amazing. Like and like it's like you both just said, like that's disruptive. That's like, okay, we know everybody is using like pressed blue lotus flowers in their sprays and their fake, and like a whole bunch of like 40% of it is alcohol and like it smells all strong. Like, but why not just cocoa butter, weed, and sweat? Like, why not? Like,
right.
Why can't we dictate what we want to smell like? We don't have to smell like what some like white lady in Paris says is like the scent of the year.
Right.
Right.
It's gonna fly off the shelves.
It definitely is.
Yeah. So I'm just really excited. You know, Telfar, keep it coming. Keep it coming. I'm ready to, cop some more bags. I have to take a little break. But or other items that you release, your candles or your scent that comes out. I'm ready for that. So
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think what's most important about all this is how, like, basically the it bag is now shifting to Black owned designers.
Right.
Like before, it was always European owned designers. Like before, I was talking about on the train, it was nothing but Louis Vuitton bags.
Right.
Now, like, whenever we do start going back to the office, I'm sure I see a lot of Telfars going. I'll see a lot of branded Blackwood. And
it's accessible.
Yes,
I just think that's the key piece, and the piece that I love about it. And that truly is Telfar's approach. Brandon Blackwood's approach as well. You look at the price point of the bags. Like, these are bags like starting at $175.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think actually the cheapest Brandon Blackwood's like $80. I think.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's like it's right in your ballpark. Like
I was thinking about the Telfars. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely important that we're shifting more to that it bag being a Black owned designer, because we are it when it comes to fashion. Like Isang has said several times, like we gave y'all the drip. Like we're in the kitchen, we're the chefs, like mixing, matching, like making these clothes look good. So it's about time that we start to put in our own community and we start to patronize our own people, and it comes back to us because, like I've said before, like we just haven't mastered the full ownership yet, but we do the creation thing very well. Like we just, if you Black, you kind of just like, you do creativity like in your sleep, like naturally, like you don't get it. So it's just now that it's shifting more to these Black owned bags being the it bag. I can't wait for it. I can't wait for the really like luxury Black bag to knock off like not knock off in a sense like copy, but just like move Birkin out the way. Like there's this big thing about Birkins, and honestly Birkins are very mid to me as far as design. Like I think it's just it has its hype now just because in our community there's this love of like stunt, and these bags are up where it can get up to like 30, 50, whatever ridiculous prices and stuff like that. So it's a flex. It's not really a drip in a sense. So I can't wait for that Black owned designer bag to kind of like hit that same market, and that becomes that like flex bag instead of the Birkin. It's somebody else. Like, so I'm interested in waiting to see when that comes to the forefront. I can't wait until more Black shoe designers come to the forefront. Like you can see in the back, we got the Saya somewhere in America, independent Black owned designer currently out the Bay. I can't wait till more Black owned shoes become the forefront. Less Nike, more Saya. Less Nike, more Pierre Moss. Less Nike, more Fear God. Like
I want to see. Sorry to interrupt. I want to see Black women purse designers like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's definitely like some independent ones like that I'm following, but I can't wait till they kind of like get over that hump.
But I'm like, I want someone to blow up.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
I need someone to blow
up. And then like one of the dopest things I love is I think her name's Atira Lyons. She's the one that she has the do-rags on Melrose, the do-rag store on Melrose. Like shout out to you. Like that's fire. Like that whole dope is just concept is just crazy. Like I think that was who Wale was talking about when he said spend 2 racks on handmade do-rags. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So shout out to
Allison Felix, also launched her sneaker brand recently.
Oh, okay. That's dope.
Black woman owned sneaker.
Most decorated Olympic athlete.
Talk about it.
Yes.
She's I had a crush on her for the longest.
As you should.
But yeah, she's super dope. Yeah, come on the pod, man. Like even her situation with the whole Nike situation, them dropping her, they didn't want to,
she came on the pod. I would just be sitting in the corner like this.
She's a legend.
Yeah, she's definitely a legend, iconic, all that. Like, yeah.
For sure. All right. I have a question.
You have a question? Oh boy.
I have a question.
Every time you say you have a question, man.
I just want to know if I had shown up to the pod today, right?
Uh-huh.
And say I had on like, instead of this, I had on like a suit.
Okay.
And it was like just a traditional black suit.
Okay. I'm with you. I'm rocking with you.
White shirt.
Okay.
Some multicolored polka dots just, here and there, placed about. I actually had like a sentence on my necktie. You couldn't really see the whole sentence because the suit's on. The suit's a little like oversized.
Okay.
Little flare on the pant leg.
Okay.
But I'm not me. I'm Virgil. Is that drip?
Well, what's on your feet?
Do you remember what's on his feet?
I think they were Jordan 12s.
Yeah, it's like some J's, like some black and yellow J's.
Yeah.
Have you
Let's
seen?
pause.
Have y'all seen the Suicide Squad?
It's getting close.
No. The original one or the new one?
Like the new one that came out.
I've seen the new one.
Oh, damn.
I know who you're talking about. With the dots.
There's this one character that has the dots all over it.
That's exactly what it looked like. That outfit was so trash, bro. Like, okay, like I don't want it to be like every time we come on here, I'm slandering Virgil because but it's like, stop making it so easy. Like, what is happening? What's happening? And he has another version, like a gray version of the same suit.
Yeah, I'm good off that.
First of all, let me just seg into this conversation with the brief time we have left. I heard Lupe Fiasco during the beginning of the summer talk about this on Clubhouse with I forgot who else was in the room with him. Grown men, high top Jordans with regular like dress clothes. Is it even possible? And at first I wanted to be anti, like, nah, you can wear whatever you want, of course. But then I started thinking about what Jordans actually look like, especially once you get into like the, the 5s and 6s, and they get chunkier and bulkier.
Yeah, you can't do it whatever.
A suit or like even a nice pair of jeans is gonna fall kind of weird.
It's only honestly one of the I would say two. I think you can maybe get away with the Jordan 1s, but the high top 11s, like they were actually designed to be worn with a suit. Like that was Jordan's intention behind it.
But have we seen how Jordan even dresses in his suits? Like, why we fashion cues from?
But I've seen it, like especially with the what's the white joints with the black bottoms? I'm thinking of
the Concord.
The Concords. I think the Concords is like the one Jordan you could get away with the right like black suit, white joint. But other than that, I mean,
Boys to Men in 1999. Then yes.
Nah, I fuck with it. I think it's clean. So
I don't want to see it.
I don't want to see. You need like a classic silhouette with the suit if you're gonna go for it.
Right.
Something classic, low top.
It has to make sense, but yeah, they are. Classic. I mean, I know we talked about how on this podcast we're kind of like democratizing fashion, but I feel like with fashion they're democratizing the suit. Like you're just seeing the suits, whatever. Like I'm seeing suits, people wearing like sweats on the bottom with a suit jacket up top, and it's like I guess they're just trying to make it more of an everyday thing. So you kind of have to fall.
Mix and match. I'm not mad at mixing and matching, but like mix and match. Virgil just like, where's the match part? Like you just mixed. Like that just didn't go. Like it has to go.
Right.
And I just think it's a little bit ironic that he had. I think it's ties to the quality.
Yeah, quality on the top.
He had that whole situation where people were calling him out for the lack of diversity in his company. That's when I remember when I wore the off black tee by Nikki Chula. That was in response to that. So now you got a equality tie going on. So,
but you had your entire
really trying to rebrand
of all white people.
I mean, just all I'm gonna say now, just practice what you preach moving forward. Like you're in a very powerful position. Right. Like use that to do that. That's what I hope so.
It's like like you can learn from your errors, and so I appreciate that about Virgil. He does seem to be putting that at the forefront rather than, I hear like a lot of like this like rhetoric from some people that are like, oh, I'm not a black designer, I'm a good designer that happens to be black, right? And like, I get why you're saying that. You want to be like identified solely by your race, but like be proud of yourself. You are a black designer,
right?
That's fine. You know what I mean? Like that's more than fine. Actually, we do create the culture. We do create the. So it's like, yeah, you are a black designer, a great black designer.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to extract the blackness to be respected, and the fact that you feel like that is just like a testament to what society has created, where like you feel like your blackness is like some kind of impediment, or you don't want to just be known.
Yeah, you're like running away from your blackness,
exactly.
and
you're still taking equally as serious. So like keep the black in there because you are
right.
black. You know what I mean? You grew up in Chicago, bro. Like you're black. Your family's from Ghana. You are black.
Right.
No matter how many pleated khakis or white women you get married to, you're still black. Like
right.
He posted prior to this, he was posting a lot of imagery like that photo with all of his staff of all white people in Milan, and it was just like, why do you feel the need to do that?
Mm-hmm.
Like your community is the ones that made you hot. We bought Pyrex.
Mm-hmm.
Right. When you were printing stuff on Ralph Lauren shirts, we bought it. A$AP Rocky made that. Kanye made that.
Right.
So why now did you even ever feel the need to like acquiesce to like white standards, European standards?
Right. Yeah, just use your powers for good. Just call it that. Use your powers for good, though. But
be the change that you want to see in the world.
But
look at some of these other designers like Telfar, and just
your homie Pierre Moss.
Maybe just
Kirby.
maybe read about their life, read about their approach to fashion, because it's not. I think Black people are in a unique position to have fashion not just be about fashion, because fashion has never been just about fashion for us. It's been our lifestyle and our culture. So yeah, maybe lean into that a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know,
or sell your entire brand and work for Louis Vuitton and whatever. But
so when it comes to look or nah, I'm on the or nah side of the fence.
I'm on the or nah for the taxi black and yellow Jordans with the suit with the.
I'm on the oh hell nah. Like, oh hell nah, you need to be in that Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah,
throwing your polka dots all around.
There's definitely a lot of polka dots going on. One of these days, I'm gonna come on and have some great shit to say about Virgil, but it's not today.
I have some great stuff, but we can talk about it later. Yeah. I really like the men's Louis Vuitton
show.
Yeah,
oh
my god,
that was fire.
That was amazing.
Yeah, we do have to talk about that on another episode, because that was amazing.
Yeah,
and the way he had everybody in there, Lupe, Wu-Tang,
that was
he
great.
Had black martial artists in there. Like, yeah, that was very
phenomenal.
Commendable. Yes.
Yeah, man.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, like I said, use your powers for good. Okay, please. But yeah, that's it. You know, the It bag is now with the Black designers. So keep buying Black, keep supporting Black, keep being beautiful Black people. We love y'all, man. Thanks for rocking with us on another episode of Got This in Black again. Isang and Dima Chukwuike. I mean, we here. We trying to be our voices, man. Talk to us.
Yes.
Like this video, comment, subscribe. You know we have to do the YouTube stuff.
Post your favorite or tell us your favorite brand on Blackwood or Telfar bag.
Post your fits, tag us. We'll repost them joints. We'll see if them joints fire. Everybody will let you know whether it's fire or not. Follow us on social media at Got This in Black on Instagram.
Kim K, don't steal this.
You're cool. I can't.